and share also something that I think is important, the smile. I mean, because sometimes with the eyes is not enough in these pandemic times, but we'll try to do our best to show also our soul, not just our knowledge, which I think is important. So we have prepared this presentation for you. As Victor said, we are representing the roots of cultural roots of Charles V. As I told you before, well, Charles V, he was an emperor living in the 16th century and traveling around Europe, and well, he visited more than 200 places in Europe by himself, so he was a big traveler. So what we do in our route is to follow the routes, the foods, and the travels and the places he visits during his history, his life, and trying to bring to the present, to prepare ourselves for the future, the best we have in history and in our cultural heritage, so we can know each other very well. And here we are going, well, we have been already working since 2007 as an official cultural route, even if the route started like a dream in 2002 with different projects. And we are starting to join different partners. At the beginning it was a regional route, then it became a national route, and then they became an European route, and now it's an international route with partners also in the north of Africa and also in Ibero-America. Why Ibero-America? Because there was 300 cities that were founded by Charles V during the 16th century. All the cities that were founded in Latin America in the 16th century after the discovery of the America were founded during this period when Charles V was the emperor, and even if he was never there, they were founded in his name. So now we are starting to build up this cultural route of cities founded by Charles V in America too, which is more than 300. But let's come here now to the project, because we are supposed to show you some good practices, and we are going to show you 2 in 1 because it's Black Friday. So we have this special offer for you, and well, I think this is one of our last projects. Which is linked also to one of our good practices that Quintin is going to present later on. This is the Association of Cultural Roots in Spain. It's a network we just founded, and we created this year. It was launched at the beginning of the year with these 5 roots that are Spanish roots, which is the ways of the art and prehistorical roots, is the ways of the Argent or Via de la Plata, the way of the Cid, who was one of the biggest well-known knights of Spain, also the roots of Charles V, and Caminos de Pasión, ways of Passion, which is very linked to the holy religious, Catholic, the Easter holidays, and so on. So the idea is to travel to the heart of Spain through these 5 routes, and what we did is to join forces based on mainly on the history we have together, because in this period we cover many years of our history, and the idea is that people that travel around our routes, creating synergies, have a whole overview of the history and the heritage we have in Spain. So this is based on archaeological and historical, artistic and ethnographic and ethnological concepts, and it has, as I told you, the different routes they are spread all around Spain, with different, let's say, meeting points where this route also crosses together. So we try to find the best way so we can create these synergies. And you know that Spain is one of the places that has more World Heritage recognized by the UNESCO. So we also take advantage of this to create this idea, to create this project. All around cultural roots, I must say that 2 of these 5 cultural roots are cultural roots recognized by the Council of Europe as the roots of Charles V and the roots of rock and prehistorical heritage. And the other 2 roots are Spanish roots that also have this aim to become European cultural roots. So at the end, it's also a kind of learning from each other, so how we can improve our roots for the better. So we go to the next one, please. So, Cultural Roots in Spain is a brand that it was created, initially endorsed by the Secretary of State for Tourism and Trade of the Government of Spain. Its current links are 5 physical and thematic Spanish routes that comprise a representative and thematic sample of the territorial and cultural diversity of the country. These routes are managed by no-profit organizations, as I imagine your routes are, so this is something we all know about. And these are composed by public and private institutions. So these are the 5 routes I already mentioned to you. And each one of the routes is based on a specific topic, like a period of the year. So as you can see here, making the way from the prehistoric rock art trails to the Caminos de Pasión, the ways of Pasión, we cover a period of 40,000 years. So this is the concept we have behind our this new association we create. So it's based on time, it's based on history, it's based on heritage. And here you have a map that represents the different routes. Here you have the colors. Our route, for instance, is the yellow one. That represents the main ways that Charles V was doing when he was in Spain. For instance, when he came to be crowded like the king of Spain. So we had the first travel, and then we had the wedding travel in the south, and you have also the Portugal travel, which is, he was never in Portugal, but it was his wife, Isabel de Portugal, who was one of the princes of Portugal, and he married him in Sevilla, and then they went to Granada for the honeymoon, 3 years of honeymoon. Can you imagine that? That was great. Then we have the route of the silver route. I say argent before because I normally work in French, so sorry for the mistake. But the silver route, which is going from the north to the south, is the red one, which is a Roman classical way. And it was called like that because it was the Roman who paved the way, and it looks like silver, but it was a main way to cross cultures and to really, for the Roman Empire, to integrate this western part of Spain together. So, and then we had the Camino del Cid, the way of the Cid, which is the brown one, and it's following the big epic poem of the El Cantar del Mío Cid. So it's following a little bit this literature, and then you have the Caminos de Pasión in the south, that is more the holy religious route, that now they are starting to work also with Portugal and other places where we celebrate this Easter period in a very special way. So here you have a little bit information about all the routes. As you can imagine, the prehistoric rock art trails are more based on prehistorical places around Europe. If you go back to because I didn't explain just go back. The only one that has no specific route are this route, because they are places. It's the little spots you see in the map. They are all around Europe, but there is no any specific route you follow, but these are specific places, which is a kind of also different route, because in routes we have the routes you can follow in a line from one place, because there is a concept behind. In this case, there is no real concept, but the specific places you can visit separately. But in some places they cross with our routes, so that is the important thing, and it's what we find and we try to promote. So we go. And then, well, I already told you about the way of the silver route, so we can go forward, because now we are explaining each one of the routes. The way of the Cid also, which is this is covering this part of Spain, which is based on this famous medieval Cantar of Mío Cid epic poem. So he's going through different places until he was a knight very famous that was fighting against the Arabs when they were here in conquering Spain, and he was finally deported, in some way, from Castilla, and he finalized his days in Valencia. And then we had the other one, which is the roots of Charles V. I already explained it to you, which is about. And well, the headquarters are in Extremadura, in this dark brown part, which is the place where Charles V died, in Juste. He was born in Gand, in Belgium, and he died in Extremadura. And actually, we started our project from the roof. I mean, from the place where he died, and then we stopped the route backwards, so to make our project. And then you have the Caminos de Pasión. Like I told you, is very religious route based on the Holy Week, on the Easter period. So it may seem that there is no things in common in this route, but at the end they cross together, and we base our let's say meeting point on the history and the heritage we have together. Because at the end it was the history was putting us together during I mean all these 40,000 years. And the heritage we share is at the end the heritage that we heritage from the previous one. So in some way we are trying to improve every day the value of the heritage and the history we had together. So we create this association that it was already working for since 2004, because we were working a lot with the Minister for Tourism and Culture of Spain. But we were working separately. It's true that we were participating in tourist fairs, and we are producing some guides to promote, but not in an organized way. So that is why we decided to join forces to produce this project. The government of Spain created this brand for us. That it was also very, very important, because it is promoted also at national level. And we are the only ones that can use this brand right now, that give us a lot of strength and help us to position these 5 routes in the international market. I mean, the idea is not just to promote these 5 routes here in Spain, but it's also to promote the routes, mainly is to promote the routes outside. So we bring tourism to follow these routes in Spain. It's true that the last 2 years during the pandemic, because we could not travel and so on, we focus a lot in Spain, because you know that one of the things that the pandemic brought us is that we had to travel nearby, because we never know. So we are trying now to promote also the close tourism, the cultural tourism close to us, so more regional tourism or national tourism. So the last 2 years we focus a lot on that national tourism, linked to culture and history, but the idea of this project is to promote the tourism, the cultural tourism coming to Spain, and help us to develop social and economically the regions that belongs to this, or the municipalities that belong to this route. So that was launched in 2018. And that is a whole regulation on how we can use this brand and the activities we have to develop. So here you have the objectives. In Spain is to offer attractive, well-defined, high-quality tourism option within the international tourists to promote the values of Spanish cultural heritage and make known the artistic, natural, ethnographic, and gastronomic diversity of Spain through its history, channeled along thematic routes of high heritage value at a global level. From the institutional point of view, cultural roots in Spain is based around environmental and cultural sustainability. So we also took this idea of the Agenda 2030 as one of our main pillars. I think that is essential nowadays for any kind of roots or project, especially projects based on tourism. That is, it has to be sustainable and it has to have an impact, but it has to base on environment and also on equality and these kind of principles that are promoted by the Agenda 2030. Also, the contribution towards the deseasonalization, what the word, it is even difficult in Spanish, so can you imagine in English, but it's also one of our aims. I mean, it's not just work on a specific period where we know that is tourism, but also try to promote this tourism and this economic development during the rest of the year. I think nowadays is essential, and it is one of our main aims, because we all know how to work in summer and Christmas and a specific period when we have our activities. But the idea is to join forces also to promote tourism and to make it sustainable during the whole year. Otherwise, if you are just working for a specific period of the year, maybe it's not that interesting also for citizens, for enterprises, and so on. So the idea is that people in the municipalities understand that this is a whole year project, and they produce new events that people can enjoy during any moment in the year. And so geographic decentralization of tourism and increase in tourist competitiveness through effective and specialized publicity and marketing. That is also very important because we are talking about cultural roots, but at the end our aim is also to promote this local and economic social development. So if we don't think also in tourism way, I mean, it's not useful at all to have a route, cultural route, because it is good to, I mean, it's not useful at all, understand me. I mean, for us, the most important thing is to promote the history, to promote the heritage, to preserve it, to protect it. But you have to have an economic and social impact, otherwise our members will not be interested to become part. So we have to balance these two things very especially. And tourism and promotion and publicity is part of the main objectives of this association. So it's a way of showing us to the external stakeholders and also to the public in general, so people know well our rules and they want to travel and come to visit us. Please. So here you have some of relevant activities. Most of them are very, as I told you, very commercial, very touristic-oriented activities like promotional material, participation in different trade fairs internationally, also actions and projects with travel agencies and companies to produce new touristic products. One of these touristic products will be the example that my colleague Quintin will show afterwards. Action with the media, and also online actions, of course, direct marketing and so on, social networks and all this kind of stuff that we are more or less used to. The important thing is that here, as we are 5 routes working in the same direction, you can imagine that the impact is much bigger. As Asuncion was saying, it's not we cannot work alone anymore. I mean, not in this global world. So we have to join forces, and this is our main experiences to show. I mean, that joining forces with other cultural routes that even we could think they are competitive routes for us is the opposite. I mean, if we work together as this project, I mean, and many other projects that will come after this one in the future, if we work together, we can do much more things and everybody will benefit from that. We are not competing with each other. I mean, we are competing in some way, but at the end, at the same time, we can join forces and do things together. So we have created this association. We have created this website. We are producing booklets and promotional material and participating in these fairs. And here you have some of the different websites, Facebook, YouTube, videos, and so on we have. And also very important, always with the support of the tourism department of the Ministry for Culture from the government of Spain, that give us a lot of strength outside. So that is also a very important point to take into account, not only taking that we as cultural roots, we are the best, and because we are certified, we are the best, and we cannot count with national entities and so on. I mean, when we join forces and we work with other partners, we have to consider different levels. I mean, we have to consider the private level, we have to consider the institutional level, and we have to consider also the academic level to really offer something that is consistent. So we go to the next one. So now we have a video that will show you very briefly what I told you in the last 20 minutes. If it works. It's working now, but maybe you have to, yeah.
Tenemos el vídeo fuera de la presentación. Aquí lo mostramos.
Is there? There it is. The sound? Okay. para nada. Jodiones. So as you can see, this is one of the campaigns we organize that is promoted outside right now. So it really shows all the richness that you can find in... Abajo, abajo. Más abajo, mira allí, mira allí, mira allí. And now, well, maybe you can help us to come back to the... Or you can close this the presentation. So this is one of the samples we are promoting this video to show you the richness we have, the heritage, natural, historical richness we have in Spain. So we show it together in a single video and in all the promotional let's say campaign we are organizing to promote these routes. This fair route. Caminos del Cid, it was the west, it was in the... This is Teruel. Teruel. Sí, dale con las flechitas ya, con las flechitas. Yeah.
Is that video available in the website?
Yeah, it is in the website. We can share the presentation with you and the links are there. So as I told you, that was constituted on April this year, on April the 9th this year. Here you have, I mean, it was constituted online, so it was quite funny to start such a big project with something online. But I mean, we adapted to the new circumstances, and it's working now very, very well. We were last week in Intur, in the touristic fair of Valladolid in Spain, a very important touristic fair, and there we launched some also of the promotional material, so it's starting to work very well. And now I'm going to show you just very briefly, because now my colleagues in team will go into this. One of our good experiences also within this project is to take advantage of the best good practice from any of the routes. And so we also promote within this route, one of our project is the Touristic Product Club. This is a product club we already have and is working very well in the routes of Charles V. So it's a tourist club we organize with different labels, like the gastronomy label, the hotels label, the handcraft label. So what we do is to promote products linked with our route, and what we do is we train the enterprises, or we promote the creation of enterprises linked to the Charles V route, so we can offer an integral experience for our visitors. What happened, for instance, before, like for instance, we had the Monastery of Yuste in Extremadura, which is a very touristic place, which is national heritage, but what happened normally is that people come to visit the place because it's very famous. It's a little bit hiding in the mountains in Extremadura, so people come there with the car, they visit the place and they go and they leave. So that is not good for us. I mean, they visit the place, the monastery is taking the revenues from the tickets and so on, but it stays in national heritage, so there is no benefit for the municipality. So what we do, we create these labels to really train and foster, let's say, a visit that the visitors can really enjoy and feel like an emperor. So how do you do that? I mean, creating a whole experience, touristic packages. So people that comes to visit the monastery, then they can go to a local restaurant that is certified by us. This is the club, the touristic product, that we have trained the people to reproduce the recipes the gastronomy recipes from the emperor from the 16th century, adapted to nowadays tastes, because otherwise you will not be able to eat it. So people can come to Spain, or to Juste, for instance, and eat like an emperor. And we have also to train the hotels so they can sleep like an emperor, and they can visit things around related with the emperor. So now we translated that to the national this association of cultural route, and Quintin will explain you a little bit more about this second example very briefly, so you have an idea how it works. And this is the exchange of experiences we are doing with the other routes. So learning from each other, as I told you before. Quintin, please.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. A clear example for the implementation of the Tourist Product Club is the Tourist Product Club of the roof of Charles V. This is the, the principal aim of the Tourist Product Club of the roof of Emperor Charles V is to give visibility to the tourist product of the different partners, territories of the cooperation network of the roof of Charles V. And we seek to integrate into the cooperation network of Charles V the whole industry of the hostelry, handcraft, agro-food production in the cities and regions through which the different route pass. Through which the different route pass through this project, the principal objective is to involve the business sector in the cooperation network of Charles V. The objective is to develop an experiential tourism based on the following quality labels. So we have these 6 quality labels: Imperial Lodgings, Imperial Kitchen, Collaboration Establishment, Imperial Handcraft, Agro-food Products, and Museum and Interpretation Centers. For example, the Imperial Kitchen, this is a label for restaurant establishment. In this moment, we have this level will be awarded to establishment that offer at least one Carolingian menu based of historical and product of and the way of the cooking of the period of Charles V. We have this in this moment the following members are in the Charles V Product Club: 10 restaurants, 15 lodging, 2 agro-food companies, 2 collaboration establishments, and 6 museums and interpretation centers. This is a pilot project. In this moment, it's a pilot project developed in Spain with the intention that in the coming months it will be developed in the rest of the partners territories of the cooperation network of Charles V. Principal, we want to value history, the tourists, gastronomy, innovation, rural develop, and excellence. This is the principal objective of the Tourist Product Club of Charles V. But it is important to say that in this moment is only a pilot project in Spain, with the objective that in the next coming months we can develop in the rest of partner territories of the Charles V routes.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah,
Okay.
And well, the important thing is that we are now transferring this project, that it was our project, to the National Association of Cultural Routes. So the idea is to promote this club or touristic product at the national level, with the idea to become also later international. And these 2 projects, I mean the association, the idea is also to promote the idea. So we have like National Association of Cultural Routes that later on can join together. So it's a long-term project at the end. So this is what we wanted to show you. It's something we started this year, taking advantage of the knowledge we already had, like single routes. So the main idea is to join forces, to work together, and also to see how we can take advantage of our own experiences, our own projects, to be shared with others and make it bigger. So having a better impact especially for the municipalities, because at the end it's about creating richness in the rural areas of the, in this case, of Spain.
Miguel Ángel, Quintín, thank you. Thank you so much. We are running a bit out of time. My suggestion it will be to, because I think that those both practices that you presented, that could be very interesting. Yeah, maybe to explore in that way or in other ways for the other cultural routes. Because we are going to work on network management in the workshop in an hour and a half, maybe we can leave if there's Q&A for later on, so we can move for the next presentation. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Excellent. So thank you again, Quintín, Miguel Ángel.
Thank you.